AM 970 WSTX.
Folks, we're back on the air here. I've got my good friend Deborah Benjamin from the Women's Coalition of St. Croix.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay, and
Happy holidays.
happy holidays is right, and I hope everybody is having a real happy one.
How was your holiday, Doug?
It was quiet. I got to review the video for the National Day of Remembrance, and
Word of it, though.
yes, I've watched it several times. And I say that because it really is about us and experiences here, and part of doing better is learning from the past,
Yes.
you know, in that sense, okay? The bottom line is we're talking about abuse, we're talking about violence, domestic violence, we're talking about child molestation, all of these things, and brings us right into the reality of silence speaks, secrets reveal. Okay, silence speaks, secrets reveal.
I just want to give a special shout out to Madanile and Raslan Promotions for partnering with us and for believing in peace and healing.
All right, fantastic. Come, okay. So Jared, you're gonna do something a little bit different. Somebody gonna do something a little bit different because we got a chair up here for you. You see, you getting the treatment. They're putting you in between them. Now, see me, I gotta stay all the way here on the other side. I checking this out, you know, folks.
What are you talking about?
My co-host, come straight forward. We're ready for you. My co-host Jared Evelyn, the KKK man. Okay, yes. So he wasn't up here last Thursday, and he get jealous, so he make it a point to come up this time because he have a move here at the bistro, and I go into the bistro all the time, speak nice to everybody. He come in and it's like everybody just fawning over him, man. I just what it is. Anyhow, we're gonna move forward here. I showed a
Don't get jealous, though.
no, I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on it.
You work on it?
I'm gonna work on it. Okay? I'm gonna work on it. But okay. So you and Shalene might share that mic. Let me see if I got my other microphone set up here.
I can share with you.
Okay.
Well, you don't want them share with me, no?
How you know? How you know? Okay? I gonna confess. I'm a jealous guy. I'm a so, you know, the last I know it's not a deadly sin. Is it one of the 7 deadly sins? Jealousy? I don't.
Yeah, it's a couple. Right after Friday.
Okay, so anyhow, I got some New Year's resolutions to make and work on. If that's
Don't
the
get jealous,
case.
though. It's
Okay.
alright.
All right. So anyhow, Madanile did a song there, and folks, if you haven't seen the video, I would highly recommend that you see the video. You can see it on YouTube. It's
What
there on
video?
YouTube.
Which video?
Well, the one that they have not put on Apple TV yet.
She's in here?
No, she's not here with us. So,
Okay.
so hopefully in the not too distant future we could invite her in here also and have her come in if she has time on her busy schedule. Because
Well, you have a blind co-host, right? So I know Miss Gums came in the same time I did, and I hear another voice in here that I don't recognize. So you
okay.
got
Okay.
keep me up to speed now.
Keep you up to speed.
Well, I'm
Okay.
Deborah Benjamin, and I
Deborah
work
Benjamin.
at the Women's Coalition as the communications coordinator.
Okay. Good morning.
Good
My name
morning.
is Gerard Evelyn.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Allen.
Okay. All right. And Jared, the mic is right in front of you, so just make sure you talk into it, okay?
I keep forgetting these mic, yeah.
Don't worry, I'm going to hook you up. I'm going to wire you up in the future so you don't even have to worry about where the mic is. You're going to have it under control in that regards. And,
yeah, I mean, here looking for the mic. But.
Okay, so
yeah,
anyhow,
it's Christmas time.
Yes,
it's Christmas time. I'm gonna be here.
It is Christmas, but even at Christmas, we have serious things to deal with because Christmas is a time when there's a thing called depression has a way of creeping in, and other things like sometimes people feel the pressure of the financial situation and buying gifts and giving gifts, and then putting themselves in problems with debt and so forth and so on, and then they take out their anger on others, sometimes themselves. Okay, so yes, serious things happening in our community, and this is the time now we have a village going on, and everybody coming out with the stiletto heels and the back out and the cold as it is, you know, out here with the little shorts. I'm not going to refer to the shorts in the colloquial way that we sometimes do, but the shorts and you know.
I need to go see how short it is.
You know, it's like you're gonna catch cold, people. No, what part?
No, we Caribbean people, we don't catch cold.
Big thing on the beach, and they come into the beach in stilettos. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Anyhow, and
it's what's in style, dog.
It's what's in style. Anyhow.
Yeah, we ain't in 1954, you know.
Anyhow, I don't have any problem with the stilettos. I just saying like time and place for everything. That's all. Okay. Well, I want to do a quick recap because last Tuesday before last, I should say, Tuesday before Christmas, we were in here and we had a story being told about a young man, Mr. Beto. Okay? And Beto's story is quite advanced, and there are a couple of key things that I want to point out. But first, let's give the folks a little bit of foundation, because we're talking about the radio drama Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed. All right. And whose initiative was it? Blow your horn. Women's Coalition of St. Croix. All right. Okay. And folks, you know, the NFL had some challenges. Remember the other day, it had this guy and the lady and the elevator and the punch down and everything else, and they realized that they have some problems because these guys who work out and all they do as part of their job is hit people. Okay, well, sometimes people who are good at that does take it over into private life. So we got sponsorship through the NFL, I believe, yes, because they are also stepping up to the plate in that sense and saying, hey, folks, we got to be a part of the solution, because we definitely had our foot in the problem. Let's become part of the solution. And Women's Coalition say, yeah, we got a project. Mm-hmm.
Well, Reliance is the collaborative that the NFL
is working through. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so that is who we submitted the application.
The application to. Right. And we were successful. Yeah. All right. And this radio drama is going to run all the way into April.
February.
February?
It finishes in February.
Finishes in February? And
yes.
are we doing something in April or March?
April is Sexual Assault Awareness
Month. Okay.
And Child Abuse Awareness.
Okay.
Prevention Month.
That's what's on my brain. That's what's on my brain. So my brain's still in the right place.
Yes. Right topic.
All right. And so what we've been doing here is we've been doing kind of what's the binging on a person's journey. In the Tuesday before that we did it, we dealt with and listened to the journey that Beto and his family is going through, right? So, Beto. Okay.
Oh, Beto.
So, what I want to do is, since we have some time, I want to delve into another one of our persons here, and let me see. We have 4 personalities. 3 of them are young people. The 4th is the adult.
Yeah, well, there's actually there's actually a number of stories in there, but they're all intertwined in different ways. But we do have 4 main characters, or 4 that tell their story, or you can see their story.
Okay. Well,
the others are just revealed.
All right. Well, what I want to do is, first thing I want to do is I want to play the intro to this whole program, the very first one that I heard, and I think it kind of sets the tone for what we're talking about. So bear with me here.
The Women's Coalition of St. Croix presents Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed, a radio drama about child sexual abuse. It contains subject matter that may be triggering for survivors. Discretion is advised.
I am not your traditional narrator. I come not only to share this story, but to attack and destroy a serious problem that our community does not talk about. Something we do not talk about in the Caribbean, that we are terrified to face head on. I'm not your traditional narrator. I have an axe to grind, a score to settle, a vendetta. I course through our streets and homes, observing child sexual molestation. I grow great under the weight of taboos, victimization, fears, pain. I normalize them, blunt them. I accept them, so you accept them. I am crippling silence. Well now, silence speaks.
Good morning. It's Dr. Dennis in the morning, and the phone lines are open. We're talking about child sexual abuse in the Virgin Islands.
Dr. Dennis, you could hear me?
Yes, sir. I hear you loud and clear.
Who you think you is to bring up this stuff, my son?
I'm a clinical psychologist. I'm a Virgin Islander just like you, and I'm also a survivor.
Yeah, man, but this ain't good talk, man.
Well, it is happening. According to the Society for the Positive Care of Children, 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys are sexually abused before they turn 18 years old. And we are no strangers here in the Virgin Islands to this type of abuse.
What? That much?
And the majority of cases go unreported. People don't want to talk. People shut up the victims. According to Darkness to Light's website, children are sexually victimized at a higher rate than adults.
What? You know why it would do to somebody who would touch a child?
Well, let's not go there.
You sound like you was from stateside, though.
I'm back home because I know what I went through. I love my home. I stayed away, stayed quiet for 15 years, but it's time I do something.
Yeah, you're right. We can't let this ish go on. You are right. I'm gonna listen every week. Just hold on that attitude, my son.
This is just the beginning. Over the next 26 weeks, secrets will be revealed as I, Silence, turn up the secrets hidden on this island.
Thank you for listening to Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed. If you or someone you know has been sexually abused, please dial 911 in an emergency or call the Women's Coalition at 340-773-9272 to find out how you can end child sexual abuse.
Yes, how you can help in child sexual abuse. And, you know, you can't want something so bad that you turn your face to things that you see going on. Because earlier we heard a little part of a skit, and sometimes it's one parent deferring to the other, turning a blind eye. Sometimes it's the pressure of feeling like, okay, if I confront the situation, I'm going to lose this relationship, and this relationship is so important, so I'm going to have my child endure something that is destructive, clearly destructive, nothing other than destructive, all because of that selfish desire and the lack of understanding that what you think you have, you don't have. One day they're going to get tired of you and they move on, and your family is destroyed, and all you have is the memories. And I thought of Medea and the various episodes of Medea that I watch, and these things play out in so many different programs. But sometimes we're just looking for the melee in it and the humor in it, and somehow we miss the lesson in it, because you got to get to healing, and to get to healing, you got to deal with what it is that's causing the pain. It's causing the pain. All right. Well, we have a beautiful island that we live on and we love. But you know what? Every now and then, other people move here too, and they fall in love with the place, or maybe they didn't come here to fall in love with the place. The job moved them here or whatever, something like that. But they're here, and they come with their family and their children in the process. So now we're going to listen to a situation here which is really that scenario, a family, and listen to how they're introduced here in this first episode.
The Women's Coalition of St. Croix presents Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed, a radio drama about child sexual abuse. It contains subject matter that may be triggering for survivors. Discretion is advised.
Who are these victimizers? They are in our schools, families, organizations, and places of worship. They are checking out our children and finding just the right child, just the right moment. To everyone else, they look and act normal. Here we meet the Godettes.
Welcome to Seascape Preparatory School. We are here to admit Leah Godette. Did I say that right?
You did a fine job. I'm John Gaudette. Last name's Cajun. This here's my wife, Laura. Leah's going to be going into the 10th grade.
Right. Well, tell me about yourself, Leah.
Now, we just moved down from Louisiana. I'm an independent roofing contractor. Glad to be here. It's a beautiful place. My daughter will be the best student you ever have walk through your halls. I guarantee you. She's my special girl.
Right. What are your interests, Miss Gaudette?
Well, that's my job as her parent. She's going to take any music class you got. I'm sure it won't be a challenge.
Well, I was thinking of taking a creative writing class, and...
Those classes are full of soft people digging into their feelings. How about a history elective? You have anything like that?
We have a course in Virgin Islands heroes.
I guess.
Here's our course catalog. We do make an effort to include many electives that teach about the islands. We infuse our standard curriculum with writing, history, and science electives that are directly related to VI interests.
Well, okay.
Leah, I'd still really like to hear from you.
Do you have any after-school activities? I don't like to go home after school. I really love school.
I like to hear that. There is a concert band that has won awards for its jazz and classical ensembles. If you make the cut, you'll be staying after school most days. We also have a creative writing club and steel pan.
Oh, great!
Now, you know you have to help me in the office after school sometimes.
Yes.
You seem like a really nice family. Let's go for the tour. Then we can come back and tackle her schedule.
Sounds good. Let's go, girls.
Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed. If you or someone you know has been sexually abused, please dial 911 in an emergency or call the Women's Coalition at 340-773-9272 to find out how you can end child sexual abuse.
So, Jared, what do you think about that one day?
Well, to be honest with you, when I heard it the first time, I already figured the father was molesting the daughter.
Well, I don't know if that's what's going on, but definitely at this point, what we know is that he wants to run this girl's life in every which way possible.
That's what I was like, okay, so why he so protective? Why he making up her own, like, she don't have a voice.
She don't have a voice, and leave it to him. She won't have a life other than whatever life he gonna give to her.
Yeah. And I'm like, but wait, something wrong with that. I mean, that's why I got out of it. The minute I heard that episode, I said, he doing something he ain't supposed to do.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, let it reveal, because remember, you might have a little insight, but we got a audience out there, and they're just there with bated breath, want to hear what's gonna happen next. So let's give it to them.
Yeah, the thing about being blind,
Yeah.
Children will show signs of abuse in a variety of ways. They will often display an opposite change of behavior. Some may become withdrawn if If they were quiet, they might become loud and aggressive. Younger children may regress. Girls might become hypersexual. Sometimes what they present might not be what it seems, but if there's a doubt, a feeling, there's also the obligation to report and to help.
Time to grade the poems. Let me see. Where is my rubric for the romantic style poem? I hope they are good and nobody plagiarized. Leah's poem, Melancholy Mist, by Leah Goddard. I am the mist.
I creep as you sleep. I hover where you cover. I am the mist you insist is the breath of earth, the kiss of angels, laughter of saints. You want to believe in love, in the beauty of me? I am the mist, and I will make you see. Where I clear, you will fear. What I reveal, you'll conceal. I circle the head of a king of state as gently as I caress a gray body found too late. I am the mist you will come to hate, though you want to believe in love, in the beauty of me.
Yes, there's something happening between the lines. You can feel it. Act.
Something is going on with this child. Something about her is not right. And now this, let me get Mom on the line.
Hello.
Mrs. Goddard?
Yes, hello.
I am Leah's teacher. I'm calling because she wrote a rather disturbing poem. It should have been light-hearted, but it sounds more like something out of Edgar Allan Poe. She's smart, and in class, she seemed to understand, so I don't...
My husband deals with these things. I'll tell him to call you.
But you
Goodbye, I'll let my husband know.
A third of child sexual abuse cases are identified. Fewer are reported. Trust and believe. Then report. Anyone who comes into direct contact with children in a professional manner, such as teachers and coaches, has a legal responsibility to report any sign of abuse.
Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed. If you or someone you know has been sexually abused, please dial 911 in an emergency or call the Women's Coalition at 340-773-9272 to find out how you can end child sexual abuse.
Well, we have a teacher that is paying attention to every one of her students, and she know her students, and something, this girl just come, and the vibe from all of her experience, something ain't right. So, she did what I think any concerned teacher would do, is to get in touch with their family. And who she get a hold of?
Mommy.
Okay. How mommy strike you, Jared?
Like she abused herself.
Okay. Like she's a victim.
Yeah, she a victim of some kind of abuse by daddy.
Okay. You speeding past me. You know, I don't know. Being blind has its advantages. You seeing things I can't see.
I pay attention. I don't have no distraction, you know.
Oh, okay.
I pay attention.
All right. Okay. So, how it struck me was the submissive.
Yeah, she's afraid.
To an extreme.
Yeah, she's really afraid of that guy. You know, like let my husband. My husband deals with that. You know, I'm like, wow, okay. So she's really submissive. She got issues. They got issues in their family.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. All right. Let's see.
You're going to have to start to...
The Women's Coalition of St. Croix presents Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed, a radio drama about child sexual abuse. It contains subject matter that may be triggering for survivors. Discretion is advised.
Good afternoon, Leah. It's nice to see you.
Hi.
I am here to just listen to you and help you. It's safe here. Whatever you tell me will stay in this room. Keep in mind, though, if you tell me something that will cause you or someone else harm, I have to report it. If you don't have an answer, just say you don't know. If I'm wrong about something, correct me, okay?
Sure. Okay.
Do you know why you are here?
I wrote a poem, and my teacher thinks I'm crazy. And now my mother is freaking out. This is so dumb.
Well, you are not crazy. Tell me about your poem.
It's just a poem I had to write.
What did you have to write about?
A feeling connected to nature. And that's what I did. I don't know why everything has to be so serious.
Why do you think your teacher is worried?
'Cause I kinda wrote about death.
Well, that's serious. What reason did you have to write about death?
She has plenty reasons. Whenever a person harms a child intimately, trust, innocence, truth, all die. And there are other reasons too.
What is it, Leah?
I'm afraid for my sister.
What do you mean?
I can't say.
I am the right person to tell. I know it's hard, but you can't get help if you don't say anything, and I am obligated to make sure you are safe.
My father.
You can tell me.
I caught him sneaking into my little sister's room. I want him dead!
Has he done anything to you?
Yes.
These are the moments when I am truly broken.
Thank you for listening to Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed. If you or someone you know has been sexually abused, please dial 911 in an emergency or call the Women's Coalition at 340-773-9272 to find out how you can end child sexual abuse.
All right. So you listen to Leah Goddard as she recited that poem, and the teacher picked up on something. Call up mommy. Of course, we talked about mommy and how she comes across, and now something that we talked about the last time we met, which is that help, getting help. And so now here is the young lady with a counselor or something.
Yeah.
Dr. Dennis.
Dr. Dennis. Okay. I got a question for you, but we're going to take a little break and come back and delve into Leah a little bit more extensively. All right? So,
Got
to pay the bills. All right? So, folks, WSTX, Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed, your binge location. All right. Yes. WSTX AM 970. And here we were doing our catch up with Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed. And you see, our people always have a lot of things going on, and sometimes it's not good, and when it's not, we have to deal with it. Tuesday before last, we looked at Beto's journey, and Beto could be, sad to say, any of our child. And now we're listening to Leah and her journey. And she could be any of our child. Because if you feel you're safe, you've just set yourself up for a situation where things can happen. You have to be on your P's and Q's. Because as our discussion has shown, very often, it's somebody you know.
More often than not. Which is the reason why, especially in child sexual abuse, it works so well. Because it is somebody that they know, and the grooming process is very, very important. Is it very, very important in order for child molesters to be able to get away with it. The grooming process is very, very important. Because if I can befriend you, the likelihood of you betraying me is a lot less. The likelihood of you saying something is a lot less. Not only that, they don't just groom the child, they groom the whole family. You know what I mean? So everybody thinks this person is wonderful. And why would they do something like, oh, that person isn't like that? And even when they are like that and other people know, oh, well, it's not going to happen to anybody else. We already talked to them about it. You know what I mean? But the grooming process is extremely important for molesters to be able to get away with it. The getaway process depends on how well the grooming is done, which means that they take advantage of everybody's trust, in a sense, the whole family thing, the whole, we're going to keep it all in the family, you don't turn your back on your brother, you look out for one another. They use that in order to be able to continue to do the things that they do.
Okay. Well, folks, next week Thursday. I mean, I was ready to do it next week Tuesday, but everybody had to remind me that's the new year. It's like I tell people I see you at work Monday and say you're gonna be there by yourself. It's a holiday, and sometimes you just lose track. Yeah, but I was ready. So next Thursday, folks, next Thursday. We're going to be doing Silence Speak, Secrets Reveal, and we set our time for 9 o'clock. Yeah, it kind of have that melody kind of thing that you want to come and hear the next thing happening, but I want you to get beyond the entertainment, folks. This is about real life here in these Virgin Islands and anywhere else you go. Anywhere else you go. So it's if you go all the way up to Alaska, and you see what's happening to the indigenous natives up there and how they're being taken advantage of and how the community has been groomed, so to speak, to kind of look the other way or say they're making up stuff or whatever the case may be. But it's happening all over. Yeah.
Well, dog, a more facetious situation. If you want to come up on Tuesday, come. As long as you got a bottle of guava berry.
Well,
we could drink guava berry and have fun on the air.
All right, I hear you. We might have too much fun though. I ain't able. FCC come and have to deal with us or something. But anyhow, yeah, I want to tell you that we have these various talent shows and things that young people are involved in. You see Bring It on TV and everything else. And you see all of these young people, Bonjane Bennett, whatever her name was, that disappeared, and all this other craziness is going on. Yeah. And the bottom line is that sometimes these scenarios, these environments are fertile ground. Okay, because the focus is on appearance and expression and touch and all this other stuff. I'm not discouraging you. I'm just saying keep your eyes open, because when we come back here next Thursday, we're going to be talking about a young lady who obviously is talented, but the situation is driving her away from something that she otherwise may like. Something that maybe mommy have too much idea that I want you to be, and I don't care what you want to be. Kind of Leah's problem too. Daddy and his overbearing way, not leaving room for the child to express and say what they want to do.
But in Daddy's case, I mean, you wouldn't necessarily. I mean, after hearing the last episode, would you want her expressing anything? You don't want to get her in touch with the feelings, and that's one of the things that becomes problematic, because when you stop having people be able to express their feelings, there's a lot of things that don't get said. And so we have this thing where we want to raise our children, and it gets into parenting at that point. You want to raise our children, oh, you're going to be hard, you're going to be independent, you're going to fix this, you're going to do it by yourself, you're going to gain this independence, not realizing that children have to be children. Because once you start making a child feel like they have to take care of themselves, when they have questions, they're not going to be willing to ask you. But then we have this strange thing that we do, right? I'll figure it out. And then something happens, why you ain't ask me? You know?
But dog, keep your ears open, not your eyes.
Yeah.
Well.
And listen to the changes. Listen to the changes. But I mean, even in the way, a lot of times that has to do with the fact that the parents are already hurt, right? So the parents are trying to protect the child from the pain that they felt, which means that they're protecting the child from their life, not allowing the child to live their life. When that happens, then of course, what is the only tangible emotion that we have? Most people don't realize it, but what is the only tangible emotion that we have?
Anger.
Exactly. That's it. That's the only love, caring, all of that. That can be shown by affection, but it can be mistaken for a whole lot of other things. I'm just being nice. But when I'm upset, you don't mistake being upset.
Yeah, like I tell people, I'm a teddy bear, but I can turn into a grizzly.
Take that.
I can tell you that for sure. You don't knock me a couple times with a cane and here's I gonna report him.
Don't lie on me like that, dog.
I want to tell everybody you got violent streak, you know. They watch
I
me.
ain't you yet. You're still walking.
Not
my.
Oh Lordy.
Secrets revealed.
You know? See, folks? It ain't Women's Coalition alone, okay? Join Doug and Jerry and definitely you'll learn some new things in the process. Hopefully in the community will benefit from. So now you all know to protect me from him, right? Okay. Yes.
I don't put my triple K's on you.
Oh, okay. All right. Good thing.
Remember, I got you and I got my back on.
Definitely.
See, so this scenario, you see the subtle threats that are taken. Let me stop.
And we need to come in for counseling?
You look at that, and then you think, oh, he's blind. He can't do anything to him. Yeah, you know, those are the things. But you know, I'm not calling you out either, Jerry. You know,
no, I'm good.
I'm just saying that a lot of times, I'm using it because a lot of times there are certain things that we don't look at. You know, in domestic violence, that happens a lot. If the person's older or maybe they're in a wheelchair, they don't believe that they can be abusing their caretakers. The same way the caretakers can abuse the person that's disabled, the same way the disabled person can abuse the caretakers. You know what I mean? It's the same way when you have people taking care of your children, because you may have a 16-year-old boy and he looks strong, and the caretaker is a short little lady, and they say, oh, he's doing this and he's doing that, but you don't know what abuse has taken place the other way. And verbal abuse hurts a lot more than physical abuse. When you start putting me down, calling me stupid, telling me I'm never going to amount to nothing, all those kind of things to kill my self-esteem. Because killing my self-esteem means that I will accept a lot of things that I shouldn't accept. And it turns into a lot of different things. But then when you look at it, because we're big on appearances, hence, you know, the blessing in being blind sometimes. You know, you can hear the difference, but you can't see the difference because if you're looking at the picture, we've already created this thing in our mind. And that's how grooming happens a lot of times.
But you know, funny you should say that. You know, I was in New York for a while, and we had a home attendant that used to come in, and you know that rancid woman take up my cane and hide it from me.
Woo.
You know what I found out what I wanted to do with that, right?
Yeah.
That's what I need to do?
No. He's telling you what he wanted to do, so you don't want to go there.
No, to hide the cane, so you don't hit me with it.
No.
I didn't do it, but you know, the first thing come to my mind when I found the cane is I was on the 6th floor, and I was gonna put her on the 1st floor without the elevator.
Oh
my goodness.
You know,
Lord,
because I'm like, you know, I'm blind, and you're gonna deliberately take up my cane, which I used to see, and hide it from me. So then you're doing this deliberate,
right?
You know. So I'm like, you're not a caretaker. You don't need to be here.
Right.
You know? And I'm like, I saw red.
You saw red.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see, but I mean, I was like, you know, I was fuming. Right. So I understand what you mean when you say that the caretakers that abuse the elderly and the disabled, you know, because when you said that, it popped into my mind, oh yeah, I experienced a little bit of that when I was up in New York, you know? But, you know, it's just, people do this all the time.
They do. And it becomes so prevalent that we don't really recognize when it's happening. Because, you know, it becomes so commonplace that we do things to hurt each other so often, in so many ways. It nearly becomes when we see somebody, and I mean, if you ever notice it, when somebody does something kind to somebody, everybody's shocked. It's like, oh, you were so nice. Why is it that when we do kind things, it's amazing? But when we do bad things, nobody pays attention. You know?
Well, you know, the first thing happened, I called the service and got rid of her.
I would too. Don't accept the abuse.
I'm like, no. I said, if y'all can't send somebody here that have empathy, I don't want sympathy. I want empathy towards my situation. Don't send nobody at all. I'll do it on my own.
Right. And to think that you were blind and you could see that she was being abusive and they couldn't.
Yeah, you know.
Same.
Yeah. All right. See, folks, the WSTX got it going on. We got Women's Coalition of St. Croix, Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed, and Lordy B. The secrets coming out left and right. The inspiring Jared to tell us all of his. All right? So, anyhow, I don't have none.
But that's very important to talk about it.
Exactly.
You have to let other people know what's happening because you're not the only person that this happened to. I'm pretty sure this woman probably had other people that she was sent to, and she may have exhibited the same behavior. She may have been abusive to them, but nobody said anything, so she continued to get work.
Right.
So you may have taken care of the problem right there, in the sense that now they know about it, they have to do something too.
Well, I hope they got rid of her altogether, because she used to steal food out of the fridge and
you see
all kind of thing. And she's like, when you confront her with, oh no. But I mean, I'm blind, I'm not stupid.
There you go. And somebody had to say something.
Yeah.
So the fact that you said something now brings the attention to the people who are paying her salary. I'm pretty sure that's important to her.
Right? Yeah.
So they have to do something about it. And that's what we need to do.
Hopefully nobody else got,
That's the situation right there. Yeah. If nobody says anything, it continues. This person
doesn't speak.
Right. This person has autonomy to continue to do whatever they do.
Yeah, because
to continue the abuse.
Yeah, because some people that take care of disabled, they're very abusive. Very, very abusive, and I've seen that.
Yes.
So
Yeah, well, I really enjoy the discourse that we're involved in here, because it brings light to places that doesn't have enough light. Just does not have enough light. And one of the things I notice on Facebook, if you have a conscious discussion going on, a few people respond. Anything Mallory? Lord, you see a amount of people hitting it and whatever, so forth and so on. Yeah, and the thing is, when you look at children is our door to the future, and we have to understand that and respect that and nurture it. And so this is one of the ways in which we can help people to navigate some of the obstacles, and when they get caught up in an obstacle, to know how to go and get help.
Well, it's also important that children are allowed to be children. And sexual abuse has no place.
No place.
In a child's life.
No place.
They can't defend themselves. Sometimes they don't have the language to even describe what's happening to them, but they show you in different ways. And this is where that paying attention comes in, so that they could actually have a life that isn't filled with hurt and pain. Because when it doesn't get addressed as a child, it follows
shows up as an adult.
Yeah, it continues. It's there, and it's expressed in many different ways.
Yeah, from the overly protective parent to the person who becomes the predator and the perpetrator, to the person who is rendered incapable of having a good life because they can't trust anyone.
Right.
All of these different things that happen, it's damage that lasts unless some type of intervention, the help, the understanding in the community. Because one of the biggest challenges everywhere is this way of somehow turning it around on the victim. I think that's the biggest problem we have, is that somehow the other, the community gets defensive, and rather than addressing the problem, we turn it around and the child must have done something.
Right.
Right.
They seem to expend a lot of energy into describing the perpetrator as this amazing, charming person that couldn't possibly do that. But that same energy, that same positivity should be given to the child, to the victim, to the person who has had to endure this abuse, this violence. And it doesn't seem that that is the case, unfortunately. The victim has to prove something, has to give evidence, has to continually express that this is what's happening to me. Please believe me. And the perpetrator is just don't have to do anything. It's insidious.
I want
the criminal justice system.
I want to believe we're getting better. I want to believe.
Well,
I want to believe. Right? We're thinking like the old days when we were getting slapped down and we couldn't talk about.
But that doesn't mean that we don't have to continue to say
yes.
this, because those corners that you were talking about that don't get light, that's where all those things are still hidden.
Right. No, I was just focusing on hope.
And I
focusing on hope.
I agree with that. I do. But one of the reasons why it happens, though, I mean, and obviously, you know, I'm always going to be God's advocate. I'm not advocating for the devil at all. Right? So we don't like to accept the fact that the community gets groomed as well. Right? They don't only groom the victim, they groom the family and they groom the community. Because I know as many people as I can get to believe that I'm awesome, then everybody is not going to want to admit why I didn't see that this person was whatsoever. They're not going to want to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they groom the entire community. And we don't want to say, I can't believe I didn't see that. How could I not see this? Why am I friends with somebody who's... I can't be friends with somebody who's going to do something like that. I would never do that. And so because of that, the whole community gets groomed. And then when you start to call them out, all of a sudden, oh, you're the bad person. You're a hater. And we create a whole vocabulary.
Well, you know, a lot of people, you know, I know of people that have guys that have children with their daughter.
Yes.
Oh, Danica
You know?
too?
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
okay.
you know, all these kind of things been going on, and it's like
For a very long time.
It's acceptable to the community.
They give it all these names, cultural. There's nothing cultural
I-
about sexual abuse,
I'm
about
like-
incest,
Right.
about rape. That is
No,
not
that's-
something. That's not a cultural.
It's not cultural.
I want to
Never
ascribe
It's
to.
not cultural. It's just like Ollie walking up and everything going on, and then they don't want the children to act it out. And I'm saying, well, then why are you showing it to them? It's not cultural. It was never our culture. I didn't grow up seeing all of that. So anyhow,
I got a friend.
Anyhow,
and he said the children walking up.
I have my next guest here. I'm gonna have to cut this short because it is sweet and we'll be here till 5 o'clock.
You know, I saw
Okay.
this lady and she had her daughter carrying. I said, you don't want to train the little child to do that at that age. You know?
Yeah. Anyhow, we have Danica David waiting in the wings to come on in. So next Thursday, we're going to be doing Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
So ladies is a date.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. We have another day. As often as we get, and you and Jared, I'm telling
I
you.
checking you out, you know, Jared. I watching how you moving. I watching how you moving.
It's nearly a weekly date for us. I mean, I'm starting to feel
you see what
like we're building a relationship.
They love
here.
my brown eyes, you know?
See, and he can't see that mine are brown as well.
Okay. All right. Good thing. All right. Thank you, ladies, and I'm looking forward to next Thursday.
All right, thank you so much. Y'all be safe, especially in the village. If you see something, say something. And do something, please.
Happy New Year, everyone.
That may work out.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's good.